Coming up next on the J. Rao Show.
General Powell, last year you gave a campaign contribution to Senator McCain. You have met twice at least with Barack Obama. Are you prepared to make a public declaration of which of these two candidates that you're prepared to support?
A great American, Colin Powell, endorses a candidate.
I just want to button this up because the drive-bys had a tizzy over my allegation that his nomination was about race. Well, let me say it louder. And let me say it even more plainly. It was totally about race.
This guy is despicable. Don't miss what I have to say about this fat bastard.
It's this little Hussein.
And look at this clown. You know what? He's an old dude. He'll be dead in 2 years. Let's move on.
But the rest of the state, real Virginia, if you will, I think will be very responsive to Senator McCain's message. And remember that, you know, you've got places...
Hey, Nancy, I'm going to give you a chance to climb back off that ledge. Did you say real Virginia?
I did say outside of northern, well, I mean real...
All right, I'm just going to let you wear that one. I'm just saying.
What he really wanted to say was you just stuck your foot in your mouth, dummy.
American. How many people in the Congress of the United States do you think are anti-American? You've already suspected Barack Obama. Is he alone or are there others? How many do you suspect of your colleagues as being anti-American?
What I would say is that the news media should do a penetrating expose and take a look. I wish they would. I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
A penetrating investigation, and the hits just keep going on and on and on. Plus, I respond from emails and notes from Mental Fun, Callo Bobo, hope I said that right, Tommy Trojan Fights On, I love that name, plus the J.O.D. T.O.
Get your popcorn ready.
The J. Rao Show starts now.
You never know, that's the point.
General Colin Powell endorses Barack Obama over the weekend. Hope you guys had a great one. Hey. Welcome into the J. Rao Show. And, of course, you can reach the show at the J. Rao Show at live.com. The J. Rao Show at live.com. He made the endorsement on Meet the Press in a very thoughtful and eloquent way. General Colin Powell is a great American. Let's listen to the general tell Tom Brokaw why he decided to endorse Barack Obama, and we'll talk on the other side.
This Bill Ayers situation that's been going on for weeks became something of a central point of the campaign. But Mr. McCain says that he's a washed-out terrorist, but then why do we keep talking about him? And why do we have these robocalls going on around the country trying to suggest that because of this very, very limited relationship that Senator Obama has had with Mr. Ayers, somehow Mr. Obama is tainted? What they're trying to connect him to is some kind of terrorist feelings. And I think that's inappropriate. Now, I understand what politics is all about. I know how you can go after one another, and that's good. But I think this goes too far. And I think it has made the McCain campaign look a little narrow. It's not what the American people are looking for. And I look at these kinds of approaches to the campaign, and they trouble me. And the party has moved even further to the right, and Governor Palin has indicated a further rightward shift. I would have difficulty with two more conservative appointments to the Supreme Court, but that's what we'd be looking at in a McCain administration. I'm also troubled by not what Senator McCain says, but what members of the party say. And it is permitted to be said such things as, well, you know that Mr. Obama is a Muslim. Well, the correct answer is he is not a Muslim. He's a Christian. He's always been a Christian. But the really right answer is, what if he is? Is there something wrong with being a Muslim in this country? The answer is no, that's not America. Is there something wrong with some 7-year-old Muslim American kid believing that he or she could be president? Yet I have heard senior members of my own party drop this suggestion. He's a Muslim and he might be associated with terrorists. This is not the way we should be doing it in America. I feel strongly about this particular point because of a picture I saw in a magazine. It was a photo essay about troops who were serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. And one picture at the tail end of this photo essay was of a mother in Arlington Cemetery. And she had her head on the headstone of her son's grave. And as the picture focused in, you could see the writing on the headstone. And it gave his awards, Purple Heart Bronze Star, showed that he died in Iraq, gave his date of birth, his date of death. He was 20 years old. And then at the very top of the headstone, it didn't have a Christian cross. It didn't have a Star of David. It had a crescent and a star of the Islamic faith. And his name was Kareem Rashad Sultan Khan. And he was an American. He was born in New Jersey. He was 14 years old at the time of 9/11. And he waited until he can go serve his country, and he gave his life. Now, we have got to stop polarizing ourselves in this way. And John McCain is as non-discriminatory as anyone I know. But I'm troubled about the fact that within the party, we have these kinds of expressions. So when I look at all of this, and I think back to my Army career, we've got two individuals. Either one of them could be a good president. But which is the president that we need now? Which is the individual that serves the needs of the nation for the next period of time? And I come to the conclusion that because of his ability to inspire, because of the inclusive nature of his campaign, because he is reaching out all across America, because of who he is and his rhetorical abilities, and we have to take that into account, as well as his substance. He has both style and substance. He has met the standard of being a successful president, being an exceptional president. I think he is a transformational figure. He is a new generation coming into the world, onto the world stage, onto the American stage, and for that reason, I'll be voting for Senator Barack Obama.
And when asked if this was an African-American voting for another African-American, this is what the general said.
If I had only had that in mind, I could have done this 6, 8, 10 months ago. I really have been going back and forth between somebody I have the highest respect and regard for, John McCain, and somebody I was getting to know, Barack Obama.
Once again, well said as usual from General Powell. But then comes the fat bastard, a.k.a. Rush Limbaugh. He had the audacity to question General Powell's integrity by saying that this is all about race. This guy is despicable. I can't stand him. He's a guy that if I saw him on the street, I would plead with this guy to put on some spandex and let's get in the octagon where I can beat the snot out of his mouth. He is a disgusting and just a despicable human being. Oh my goodness. The TJRS The TJRS Let's compare resumes, shall we? On one hand, we have a distinguished general, 4-star general, retired 4-star general, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, former national security advisor, former Secretary of State, served in the military for 35 years, served in 2 wars, earned a Purple Heart amongst many other awards, has an MBA from George Washington University, and has been married to the same woman for 46 years. Compared to a fat, dirty dog who dodged the draft because of, quote unquote, an injury, dropped out of college, has been married 3 times, is addicted to painkillers, and was caught with Viagra in his suitcase. It's no comparison. I hope he hears this. And look, don't hide behind your money in the microphone. Don't do it. You fat punk. Be a man. Let's put the Speedos on and get in the octagon and settle this like men. Oh, my God. I can't stand that guy. And as far as the McCain-Palin ticket, you know, they sit around and talk about that they're not inciting hate. But yet and still you send out robocalls saying that Barack Obama pals around with terrorists. Okay? Terrorists who kill Americans. So if that's not inciting hate, I don't know what is. Where do you get these yahoos from the Republican Party? And let me see a show of hands of people who would like to see all terrorists dead. Both of my hands are in the air. So if a person pals around with a terrorist, don't you think that guy's a terrorist as well? This is ridiculous. We'll talk about this more in the second set on the J. Rouse Show. Keep it right here.